This is a video. Yeah, it's a video. Amazing, right? If you didn't know that, then we need to get you some help, okay? This video is about my top 10 favorite series. Is that right? Series? Top 10 favorite book series. I decided that the rules for this were that they had to be a series, so had to have at least 3 books. Top 10, I have 4 honorable mentions, and why don't we play a game like everyone else who does this? Try and guess to see if you can guess my top 10 favorite books. And if you can guess my honorable mentions, then you know me, and you're probably one of my best friends, or you're just wildly good at guessing. And anyways, so yeah, try and guess. Tell me in the comments if you guessed them all correctly, and I'll say, cool, good job. I guessed them all correctly too, but you know, that's because I chose them. Let's get started. I'll show you a picture of things and explain why they're where they are. My first honorable mention is the Penderwick series by Janine Birdsall. So hopefully you can see this here. I did a bunch of pictures of all the books, and there's still one more book coming out. And this is an honorable mention because while it is one of my favorite series, it's something that I actually started reading a while ago when I was younger, and the characters are younger, and it doesn't apply to me quite as much anymore, but I still love it with all my heart. So it's something that kind of I love a lot, but not enough to be one of my all top 10 favorites that gets beaten up book covers and stuff. I actually have a copy of the Penderwicks, but I let my friend borrow it. Don't let your friends borrow books, kids. It's almost as bad as drugs. The Penderwicks. I love that book, those books. They're great. That's my first honorable mention. So my second honorable mention is the Bloodline series. Bloodline series is my second honorable mention. See, I have 3 of them that I own. 1, 2, 3. I actually own all of them, except for the first one, and they're on my Nook. So the covers are horrible. Why? Why would you do this to us, Rochelle Mead? Why are your covers so bad? Your books are so good. I don't know if any of you have seen the Vampire Academy series, which is not an honorable mention. I chose not to include it because it's not one of my favorites. But they're bad. But look at this. This is the best one. Seriously? Yes, this book is not horrible, I promise. The Bloodline series is an honorable mention because I really like it, but it's not something that I read over and over again. I don't consider it as one of my top 10 favorite series, but I do love the characters a lot more than the Vampire Academy series, and I'm in love with Adrian Ivashkinov. Yeah, I love these books, but they're not enough. I don't love them enough. I love so many books that it's hard to pick. My next honorable mention is The Immortals by Alison Noel. Actually, even though some of the covers are kind of cheesy, I actually like them. I don't like the books anymore. Kind of. I mean, they're good. First book's great. They feel like a Twilight ripoff in some ways. The writing's not great. They're really fun to read. But the reason they're one of my all-time favorite series is because it is the first young adult novel I ever read. I read this before I read Harry Potter, but I read everything before I read Harry Potter. I didn't read Harry Potter until summer before 8th grade. Yeah, that's right. I didn't. Evermore, the first book, I own that. I also want that one out. It's one of the first young adult novels that I ever read, and I loved it. It got me into fantasy. I mean, I'd already been into reading, but it spurred my love of romance. My next one is the Pushing the Limits series. And this would be a favorite series, but it's not a series, so it's an honorable mention. I love these covers, even though they're all making out in all of them. But they're so awesome. So this series, these are contemporary romances. They're not really a series, so I decided to count it as an honorable mention, also because I couldn't fit it in my favorites list. It's not a series, it's a bunch of contemporaries that have some of the same characters from the world, but it's not really a series. But I really love them, so they're an honorable mention. Number 10! Drum roll, please. The Kane Chronicles by Rick Riordan. So, I love these covers. This might surprise you because I look like someone who only reads these wonderful romance sci-fi novels, but I am a mythology geek so much. And I love Egyptian mythology and Greek mythology, and recently found out I love Norse mythology. Thank you, Rick Riordan, for showing me that I love mythology. I love the Kane Chronicles. There's only 3 books, but I love them. That's why they're number 10. I mean, I've kind of outgrown them, and the characters are a lot younger than I am. It's still, these are great. Though I have to tell you, not all that into the Percy Jackson series. I like it. I like it a lot. But not as much as the Kane Chronicles, unlike everyone else on the face of the planet. I know, I'm weird. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I can't be exactly what you expected me. Number 9, The Hunger Games. So here's The Hunger Games. They're very pretty. Mockingjay is naked because I lost its cover, but that's okay. It's still pretty. I hated them originally because I didn't understand them when I first read it, and then I read them again and I loved them. They're not something that, they're kind of depressing. I don't like depressing things. Most of you know that. I don't like depressing things. The only depressing book I like is The Fault in Our Stars. That one's depressing and I like it. But these are depressing, and I don't like depressing books all that much, but they're still one of my favorite series, so they're number 9. Number 8, The Uglies by Scott Westerfield. It's a picture of all of the books in the Uglies series by Scott Westerfield. So this series, I really like it. It's number 8 because it was the second book I ever read that was sci-fi. It kind of showed me how much I love ultra dystopian, really far off in the future and really deep books, because these books, you can read them and not see how deep they are, but I love to think, and I love to think about books. And so these books, there's so much going on in the plot that just made me love to think about them, and I keep rereading them. And my sister just read The Uglies not too long ago, and she loved it too, and it's something I've always loved, and that's why it is number 8. The number 7 series is The Firebird Chronicles by Claudia Gray. Ooh. I know, these have the most beautiful covers of any books I have ever read. Look at that. Don't get mad at me. A Million Worlds with You is not out yet. I know it's not. So technically this is only a 2-book series, but there's a 3rd one coming out. And I love the first 2 books so much that I'm putting it in there anyways. And it's my number 7. If you like any genre of books on the face of the planet, read The Firebird Chronicles. The first book is 1,000 Pieces of You. They're amazing. Amazing. Any genre. I mean, except for probably nonfiction. Because if you like nonfiction, then just get out. Just leave. Now. No, don't actually leave. Come back. I still love you, but I don't like nonfiction. Next up, number 6. Drum roll. Again, I'm just going to do on and off drum rolls here. The Shatter Me series by Tahara Mafai. This series, second most beautiful covers. Aaron Warner, if you exist, and you're not just a character and characters come to life, come marry me, please. And come live with my book boyfriends and me, because I love you, and I want to be Juliet. I want to be her. She's so badass. Look at these. They're so pretty. These books are so good, and I can't get anyone else to like them. Everyone says the romance is too intense, and I only know 2 people that like this book. I don't know why. It's like reading poetry, romantic poetry mixed with sci-fi into a very long book with amazing, badass, attractive, funny characters. There's nothing more Becca than that. That's all the things I love. It's perfect. So that's my number 6. Up next, number 5, The Selection series by Kiera Cass. I have my beat up selection here to show you. I also have other pictures of the whole series. So I'm sorry, I couldn't find a picture that had the air and everything in it. I couldn't find it, but that's okay, because I didn't really like the air or the crown. I mean, I like the novellas, but I couldn't find a picture with all of them in it. I love the selection. America, you make me crazy, but I love you. America, I love you. Maxon, I love you. That's all I have to say. I love them. And the dresses. these beautiful book covers, guys. Why can't I just have this? I want the dress. Why can't I just own the model? I don't know who she is, but I want her to just stand in my room like this all day with that dress on, and I can just stare at her. That is creepy. Don't turn me in for stalking, please. I don't want to go to jail. I love these books. It's princesses in the Hunger Games, basically. It's like taking the Hunger Games and making it better. So I love it. With dresses. Dresses! I love dresses. Number 4, The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. So I love this series. Look at those. They're my number 4 because I read them all the time. And I talk about them with Lily all the time. And Marissa Meyer, I love you. And I can't believe you live in Tacoma. You're so close. Come on a book tour near here. I want to meet you. And Heartless is coming out soon. I will read you. Okay. Number 3. This one might be interesting for you all. So my number 3 is Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. So I know most people have this as their number 1. But it's not my number 1. See, you can see my entire collection. And it's not my number 1 because I didn't read it until summer before 8th grade. So it's still a book. I'm a huge Potterhead, guys. Look, my 5th book is missing. Give it back to me, guys. But it's still one of my all-time favorite series. But it is not the book that made my childhood like a lot of other people because I refused to read Harry Potter for a long time. Oh, young Becca, why were you so stupid? So, my number 2 favorite book series is, drumroll please, Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. So, I love Twilight. I'm a Twihard. And if you diss Twilight, I will spend hours upon hours arguing with you. See, I own them all. Breaking Dawn is not here because I don't own the physical copy of the book. It's on my Nook. But look at all these pretty ones. I even own Life and Death. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So I love Twilight. There's nothing more to be said. Am I Team Edward or Team Jacob? Team Jacob. I love Twilight. And if you're going to decide to argue with me on that, then just go away. Okay? Alright, and the moment you've all been waiting for and hopefully already know about, my top favorite book series is The Shadowhunter Chronicles by Cassandra Clare. Yes, that is my favorite series. Why? Because I love it. And Cassandra Clare's a genius. I couldn't fit everything in, but here's the beautiful book covers of the Mortal Instruments. And here's beautiful book covers of the Infernal Devices. And I guess I could include the Dark Artifices in this as a chronicle, but I decided not to. I also love the Bane Chronicles and everything. Just everything. Cassandra Clare, you are my favorite person. I look up to you. I want to be you. Will Herondale marry me, please, right now? I want to live in these books. I love them so much. Please read them. If you are out there, if anyone's out there watching, help save a life by reading the Shadowhunter Chronicles, because it will save your life. It's my favorite series, and I also like the TV show, even though it kind of sucks sometimes, but I still like it anyways. Matthew Daddario, you're my dream guy. Well, that's all. I mean, if you guessed those, then I'm going to be pretty impressed with you. And I'm glad you guys are here to watch me talk about my favorite series and all.